Here it is. Major. Of course, you can't see anything because the camera's not really good in the rain, but it's a famous lion's head. I'm smack dab in the middle of the battlefield right now. How amazing. I'm here. I made it to the battle. Out there is the lion's head, a famous monument that you can climb up and you can see 360 degrees around the battlefield. It is pouring down rain, as you can tell. But oh my gosh, I am actually here. It's about 9 in the morning. I gotta make my way over there through this rain, but it is awesome that I'm here. I wish the day was better, but oh man. Let's go explore the battlefield. Dad. Well, I figured out where I am on the battlefield. I'm on the British side of the battlefield, so I'll be Wellington side. Napoleon is coming straight at me right now. The Hougoumont Chateau is in this direction. Bouchard, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and his Prussians came from this way, from left to right, to flank Napoleon in that direction. But here's the lion's head. Once I get up there, you'll have a better view. But absolutely amazing. It doesn't open till 10 o'clock, the museum, and it's about 20 after 9. I'm trying to find a dry place to sit and relax. To wipe my camera off. I'm in the museum, getting ready to go inside. I'm the first one in line. This is a map of what Europe looked like during Napoleon's time. Here's Elba. And when he escaped from Elba, he went up along the Red Line up through Paris. And then invaded up towards this direction. And that's where we are now, Waterloo. And Wellington came from here over. Bouchard came from this direction over to Brussels, and here's Brussels here. But wow. This was a battle. This was a battle a couple days before Waterloo, where here's where he defeated the Prussians. This one, and both of these actually defeated the Prussians, beat on them. Wow. I'm gonna climb the monument, lion's head. There it is there. It was erected in 1826, right after the battle, just to commemorate the peace. And then from there we're gonna be able to see the entire battlefield. There's something here. Well, the monument, it marks the spot where the First Corps Prince of Orange was wounded. He was the heir to the throne. So this is this whole area, this huge man-made hill, marks the spot where he was wounded. 226 steps. And the lion weighs about 26 tons, this whole monument. There's the museum. Let's keep going up this sucker. There is virtually nobody here. Like, in the film, there was maybe 5 or 6 people. And it was just a family. I don't know where they went, but there's literally nobody here today. Probably because it's their off season. Not many people visit this time of year, plus the heavy rain might have affected it. Top of the lion's head. Absolutely an amazing view. Down there is where the bus dropped me off. And all ahead of me is where the French were coming towards me. Now, you can see right where this circle is where I am right now. The Prussians came from this direction and flanked Napoleon. Way down there is another town. I think it's called Plaisut, and he flanked Napoleon down towards that direction. There was a very large cavalry charge, Dad. It came from this, it was over in that direction, on the other side of the road. There's 3 buildings the Allied forces occupied. The Hougoumont, which is somewhere in this area. Farther down is the Plaisant Chateau farm, excuse me, and then I think it's Lehy farm, which is also down there. Where between Lehy and the Plaisant farm was a huge cavalry charge that came from the French into the Allied forces. After that came a massive infantry charge, about 16,000, about the size of Pickett's charge. Came right after, actually it was before that, then the cavalry charge came. And then the Allies charged and had a big huge cavalry battle somewhere in that area. I'm going to walk over there and explore it. I mean, I gotta wipe the camera off. But towards this direction is Brussels. You could probably vaguely, I could see some of the city, but the rain doesn't really, makes it hard for the camera. But there's the museum. Still I can't find the Hougoumont, the exact location of it. I know the area it's in, and just the exact location is hard, and it's tough to tell where it is in this weather from this view. I believe it's somewhere in this little area here. It was ahead of the Allied lines, but there was some extreme fighting there. It is remarkable that I'm here. I can't believe it. I've always wanted to come here. Now that I can say I was here in one of the greatest battles of history. Some of the most famous fighters of that time period they came here on this field to fight. I can say I'm here. I am finally here. Yes, it's very cold and very wet and very rainy, but oh my gosh, I'm here though. It's just throughout this whole field. There was, during the battle, Wellington, who was a military genius, hid behind a crest of a hill. I mean, it's really hard to point out, because all the books I've read, I've always imagined it being a very large hill. Well, here it is here. It's really hard to tell, but it comes up slightly and drops down. Most of his men were behind in this area, behind this crest. So the French, Napoleon, who had been all over here, could not see past this crest because it shielded Wellington's forces. But this is it here. I always, just from reading and everything, I've imagined it to be a little steeper of a hill, bigger of a hill. But this is it here. He hid most of his forces here. This is amazing. This is definitely, I can take this off my to-do list here. But I gotta climb down. It's getting really cold. Been up here for about an hour. I want to go get a bite to eat, but also get over to the Hougoumont somehow. During the battle, there was a famous artillery captain called Captain Mercer. He was obviously in charge of artillery, but he was stationed in this area where I'm standing now. But this stone here, marks the last spot where his artillery was for the battle. And his job was, in this part of the battle where the stone was, there's French cavalry coming from right to left. His guns helped prevent them to succeed in their charge. But this is where they were last placed on the battle. There's the Lion's Head. I'm more in the middle of no man's land now, almost. You see the British lines are all in this area. The Prussians came from towards me. I'm trying to find the Hougoumont, which is somewhere near this area. It's about a 25-minute walk from the Lion's Head, from what I've been told. But this is the center of the battlefield. Right. I'm now pretty much in the middle of no man's land of the battle. But along this path I'm on right now, you can tell it wraps. There's more of it over by my finger. There. The elite of Napoleon's guard, the Imperial Guard, like the best of his best, charged as a last effort to win the battle. And they came in this area ahead of me, straight into Wellington's forces. It was just like a last effort to win the battle by Napoleon. By this time the Prussians were already flanking him. He had the British troops all along here, but the Imperial Guard came through this direction, was repulsed, thus ending the last hope of Napoleon. The British then charged, crushed the Imperial Guard, and soon Napoleon ended up fleeing to Paris, where they finally caught up with him and made him go back to exile. But it was along this path that the Imperial Guard came through. During the battle, Napoleon was coming from left to right towards me. But we're gonna keep looking for the Hougoumont, which is like probably one of the highlight points of the battle to go to. But this is remarkable.